Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and this is some Factorio. This is the aesthetic series, continuing on from 2 weeks ago, where I am building an oil refinery, and I've forgotten exactly where it got to, but it looks like I'm starting to make it pretty already. I'm just trying to check the levels. It doesn't appear to be. Oh, there we go. Because there's no music playing. Just wondering what the sound level was. Not very high, because I don't think I didn't. It needs to be on 50%. There we go. That's a better. That's a better. There we go. Yes. So more aesthetic. Actually, one thing I will just check. Oh, it's not got the cheat list on it. Seems to lose it every thing, and I can never remember where it is. Is it in the cheats? Personal cheats? No. Team cheats? No. Get game settings? No. Oh, sure it's not. God mode? No. Game settings, build options. Huh. Modding. Utilize the repair routines and questions and trash. Construction. I have to remember where this is, but no. Player. Oh, there we go. There it is. It's in team cheats. I don't know why that's a team cheat, but that's a team cheat. Basically, this menu that gives you all the cheaty stuff. Okay, right. Where did we get to? Clearly, what is going on there? That's the other problem. It's not coming out of my headphones. I'm doing well today. Doing well. We just did the sprint race of the Belgian Grand Prix, so I'm a bit sort of because it got very delayed because it was raining, which is a good sign for tomorrow if that's a rainy race. But yeah, it meant that I was busy doing that. Right, so looks like I've put a little plinty sort of a thing. Do I really want to do that? I'm wondering about maybe doing something completely different. Oops, didn't really do it that large. Because of this like diamondy shape, so I need to put the water in really, don't I? So that's like 3 by 2, isn't it? And it starts sort of there. Then maybe we mimic the diamondy shape, basically. But if we put a few in, then I can actually sort of see what it looks like. Have I got legs on and stuff? I seem to be very, very fast. So I think I've decided to play Angels in terms of a more enduring series that I'll pick up in a few weeks' time. I'm definitely going to, like, in a sense, time the... I never did the maths. I was supposed to do the maths on these. Bum. Okay. Yeah. Because we've got this diamond shape, you see, and I'm wondering if I can do something with that. You know, rather than have that like that, we could maybe have diamonds here and there. But it's sort of, don't we call it, like, misaligned, isn't it? So can we make that work? That's kind of the question. No, that's the wrong one. That one and that one. I also thought about streaming Baldur's Gate, so I don't have any early access. No, I'm not a significant enough streamer to have sort of early access or anything. But I'm really excited to play it. I couldn't play it on this channel. Got the wrong thing. Is it that one? Yeah. Because this is quite close, isn't it? Because obviously we would actually have pipes here somewhere. because we need an output as well. I didn't think about that, did I? We need an output. So maybe if we sort of copy all of this up. So we can take the tiles as well. I just sort of plop that there for the time being. Plop that there. Where would it be? There, maybe? Just so I've got some starting points. Yeah, I could maybe... Because I've been... One of the things I tried to do was do like a follow-up stream to this. So on the YouTube channel, so... you know, so I would... that's a weird stutter. Don't know what happened then. Are we still live? Yeah, looks like it. Just get these in. Yeah, do like a late night stream over on the YouTube channel, but it ends up being very late night. Yeah, so let's put the water on this side as well. Oh, and I obviously need to put... Let's just put it all in like this. For the time... Oops, missed. For the time being. And put that concrete up there for the time being. Just so I know roughly where I'm putting it. I'm pretty sure I can't copy and paste it. Oh, I can. Okay. So it'd be that. I didn't think I could do that. That's cool. Nice and easy. Pop that there. And then we obviously want something. That's the equivalent on both sides, so let's just pop it in there for the moment. It obviously needs lining up properly, etc, etc, but it's just so we know where it is, that type of thing, or needs to be, or might be. How far away could these actually be? Oh, I've doubled that up, look, haven't I? That actually looks quite cool. A bit of a pain to actually use because it just blocks your access all the time. So yeah, looks good, but yeah, not sure that that's how we want to do that. So this would be up here, wouldn't it? That's the sort of point. It's connecting to that one. Don't think I lined the other one up properly, but we can fix that. So that's the output. Are we going to have pumps? We would now need to power the pumps if we are. But then we don't have any light on this build either. And of course light needs power as well. So it'd be nice if those were the same, wouldn't it? If that was like that maybe. So sort of taking out the oops. There. 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 So if we get rid of that. I need some gates or something on that one, won't we? Maybe we have gates. If I just put in a bit more. So just sort of put in something like that. Yeah, okay, it's starting to come together. I say pattern-wise, so we've got diamondy thing there. Can I make that? Oh, that's not too bad. And then can I mirror that? No, so it'll be that one there. But that would need to be orange color. Oops. 3, wouldn't it? So that'd be regular there. I'm just thinking that it'd probably look better. Well, we need to put those in. That. And then it's just a shame that doesn't line up with. It'd be nice if that was lined up. So in other words, the bit that's the diamondy bit was kind of in the centre there. Or, you know, angled bit. I mean, I could do that. Maybe I just mirror it on this side. So don't appear to be doing the diamond, I assume, because this is regular concrete. I wonder if it does it. No? Let's just get rid of all of that. I don't know why that's not doing... Why it's doing a straight line. Maybe it's because it's... Oh, I'm getting confused now. Which is orange and which is not. Right, let's just wipe it all out. And then on this side, let's do that. And then if I was mirroring it on this side, it would be there, there and there, wouldn't it? So it's there, there and there. But then that one isn't right. What's gone wrong there? Because that's the same 3. Maybe we haven't got refined under it? No. Oh, no. We've got refined under it. What's wrong with you, my friend? Because that is the same set of... Why ever has it done that? Oh, that's refined. Because... Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Huh. So for some reason it goes diamondy over here. But gives a straight line over here. Oh, I know. It's because of the refined concrete. Nuts. That's annoying. So, if this was refined, yeah, it becomes a straight line. Okay. Oops. Yeah, so it does straight lines, doesn't it? So, in that, I mean, we do have 2 there. So maybe we move this whole thing down one, because... oh, that's annoying. Let's do the concrete as well. So we need to go boop, down 1. And then... that on there. So we can now make this. No, that's stone brick. Now make that concrete. There's 3. So if we do orange concrete there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Guess technically be there. Kind of depends on whether I want... Yeah, I'm not sure. So if we colour all of that in, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. That felt like 4, but I think it was 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you get this sort of diamondy pattern on either side. Yeah, I quite like that. We need to put that down the middle, don't we? Okay. I know I've done this many. I don't know that it is that many, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 14. That's a bit of a weird number. So let's add 2 more on. So they'd be... Oh, I've not copied in it. Oh. So let's do a bigger chunk. Okay, so we need to move this back, don't we? Oh, well, yeah, let's do it that way. But move that back, so take that out. Then that out. Pop that one over. That on it. Make sure the pipes are still lined up. Yes, they are. So this needs to become concrete. These all need refined concrete underneath. I don't know why I kept doing it as individual tiles, because we can make it bigger. And then the orange concrete. Oops. Don't want it bigger there. The orange concrete goes up to that point. And that's square. Why is that square? Oh, because that one needs to be a regular concrete. There we go. And then we want all of that to be orange concrete. All of that to be orange concrete. And then we want to mirror that part. Wait. Yeah, it wants to be opposite the hole, really, doesn't it? Yeah. It's a little odd, but because we're going to end up with... I suppose it'll be mirrored on the other side if I decide how big I'm going to have it. But yeah, it wants to be... It's lined up on the... Yeah, it's lined up on the power pole. Because it's that part I'm mirroring. Yeah. Do. Oops. Got one too many. Okay, so now we need to decide, is this 2, 4, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've actually done 9 there. That was silly. But we can take out the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I took out too much. Probably just want to take out the actual plants. And we need an end part now, basically. So how does this end? But then the additional question is, how does it begin? So quite like having this here. This could give us a way to put paths and stuff in, like we've been doing before. Have I got gates? I've got stone gates, yes. So this is like the access point. Like so. I don't know if that one would be an access point, but that one does need to be. And then we basically have this. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, so I'll put it back in. But this comes out pathway. And then I want some hazardcrete. Tell us what's dangerous. It doesn't look right. What have I done at other factories? Can I find another factory? Here we go. What have I done? Oh, I've done a lot with gravel, haven't I? That's right. So I've put that around the edge on that one. That's interesting. And I've actually used concrete. Okay. For these bits. But then what's the surrounding part then? Oh, because it's hazard thing. Okay, what have I done? I don't know that I've really finished making this one pretty as such, but what have I done here? Yeah, I've not really put any hazardcrete on it at all, and used gravel instead. What about gravel then? What about gravel? Because we're going to have gravel separating it. And then we get one tile of concrete. Get an interesting effect then as well with the thing. What looks better? So if we have hazardcrete here, because it blends better with that there, I think. Yeah, because it ends up with that weird edge. Yeah, so I think I'll make that concrete. Like the connecting part. Do I want it underneath the thing? No, I think that's under there. I mean, part of the point of this is that all of the factories are meant to be different. Not meant to end up with the same. Oh, of course, that's not got the gravel on, so it's confused me. Doesn't take much, but that was it. That. Put gravel there. Gravel there. But I would like to keep some similar design principles going on. Am I filling that in like that? Might be. How big? No, not keen on that as such. No. Let's not do that. Could maybe do it as a pattern thing. It could be, you know, where the pipe is underneath. Like it's some sort of access point. I'm wondering if because I could have that, just the pipe be as if it was going to have more connections on it, sort of thing, so it just goes on. Again, I bet that's horrible for a UPS, but that's not the focus of this base. I like the sort of concept of that, but it doesn't look very good. Guess maybe I could try and make it across or something. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that I like. Oops. What's saying that? Nah, it's too much. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and we need to make an appropriate use of hazardcrete. So I've gone left first, and then turned it around. So this is the middle one. So and I need to put the gravel on that, don't I? Like that. Makes me wonder whether I shouldn't make that wider. So I can do that similar pattern, but yeah. I wonder what it, yeah, well, hang on. Let's just finish the hazard tree first. So that way, that way, and then that way. Okay, so that's the hazard crate. I think actually I've put stone brick under most of the gates. Let's have a quick look. So that's the type of thing I would quite like to have consistent. Yeah, this is stone brick, look. Is it? Hard to tell. Have we got a horizontal? There we go. Can't really tell. In which case it probably doesn't matter. No, it is. It is. I think it's, yeah. Brick underneath any kind of wall or gate. I'll have to work out what I have done. Right. I like that. I don't imagine... Yeah, that's too far away. Okay. Too far away. Not on... Well. It is and it isn't it? Okay. Have to think about that. Because we can put a nice inlaid lamp or something on each of these as well, maybe. Or is it going to be on the other side on this? Oops. Don't think I've used the inlaid lamp very much. Right, so what does the end piece look? Because this is... I'll probably have to move all this, aren't I? But if we say that that's... We want to keep that at sort of max distance, I am going to have to move it. Let's do it as like that. Actual blueprint out of it for the time being. And then we can sort of delete it. And then pop it back in. Well, let's do that. So that, no, that needs to be where we're putting it. I'll just fill in these holes so it doesn't go all weird. It's weird that it's not put the holes in. Oh well. It's not left the holes. That's odd. Right, let's put this in. I'll move out the way. So that is that pipe. Okay. So it tells me how much room I've got, basically. Because if I'm doing that, you know, if we have this be the end fence, and then we would need stone brick underneath. Like that. So we need some access points. Well, I could have that be, the access could be just central. Or maybe it's the end points. Oh, I didn't copy that up, did I? Yeah, we have the access be here. And then we can have... How big can this be? Because we need a fence here as well, you see. Or somewhere here anyway. I don't know if it's on this side of the pipe or not. And I could always move it back again. Because that's dead centre. Questions, questions, questions. Oops. And then if that was stone brick underneath. It's always put gravel around the outside of the whole thing. Maybe this is just on gravel. Mm-hmm. And this would need to then be 2 wide. Oops. Yeah, I like that conceptually. It's a bit small and tight compared to a lot of the other builds, but that's fine. It doesn't appear to have put... Oh, it wouldn't have done, would it? Because the holes need to be there before it will put the actual water pipe on. Get rid of that. So what does the end of it look like? It needs to look basically like this. But flipped around. But where does it line up with? That's the question. So if we do that, get your tiles. And then we flip it. What's the line up point? So we've got... What have I actually copied there? It's the pathway. So the one light... So if we have one orange... on the side of it, then that should go there. It's alright, so we've got one orange tile, one concrete tile, and then the gravel. One orange tile, one concrete tile, then the gravel. Obviously this, you know, is just regular stuff. That can go. I probably will need a exit somewhere, but let's do a spoke one. Or maybe it's just got a weird double entrance. That is weird. Maybe this it doesn't exist at all. Maybe there's no... Because this is like outside of any sort of safety area. You know, and you've got a hazard creek telling you where you're going when it's dangerous. Yeah. And there. It's a bit annoying not to have an access point here. That's why I still didn't put the gravelly things in. So where there's a pipe, we've then got. I do a pass sometimes on these, particularly when I'm putting in decorative concrete things that I call the anti-swastika pass, because it's easy to accidentally create swastikas when you're, particularly on the map view. They won't necessarily, well, they might look like it on the thing, but they might also accidentally look like it on the map view. Right, so I quite like that being sort of a hanging pipe there. You know, like they sort of built a big pipe and then chopped it off, sort of thing. We do have a random piece of concrete here, don't we? That isn't properly filled in. And that. So that weird... Well, it's not weird, but the smaller version is there because they're not rotationally symmetric. Or they're rotationally symmetric rather than flip-flop symmetric. Don't know what that means. Right. And we've got the lights on for that part. Now power. Power. It would have been nice. What does it? because it's too far. What have I done with like power connections here? Have I tried to keep them safe and far away, or are they just randomly placed? They're sort of in the builds, aren't they? And that's just, you know, that. So what about over here? What have we done? Yeah, I've tried to keep them off the walkways as such. Haven't I? It's also 2 tiles rather than 1. I mean, maybe it could go like there and there. And then, because we need to power these. And then I should get a random one of them on. Stop everything flashing. And also so I can know what is powered and isn't. Yeah, so this needs an extra one, doesn't it? Maybe put a light on the side of it, you know, to sort of, or a coloured light even. I've got a. Oh, I'm using orange, even though I've used that for copper, but oh, I could use brown. Oh, and I need to power them as well. Will they reach? No, of course not. Exactly 1 tile out. Brilliant. Oh, that won't fit in there. Would it fit on the other side? No. Okay, how about we just do that then? In which case... No, we'll keep both of those, but... Let's do that. And then we want the brown light. Maybe it goes on the other side of the power pole? Yeah, we quite like that. So if we try and maybe recreate this basic template design, basic thing as a... Because this is heavy to light, isn't it? I didn't even look at my numbers. Let's see if I've got them. With them having changed the calculator. Don't know. I mean, I got 16 in the end. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 in the end. Where was my bit saying how much oil processing I needed? I'll control it with smarts anyway, so this sort of doesn't matter. It's just having it be too small. Oh wow, according to this, and that's beaconed. Oh right, I was going to beacon it, okay. Huh. I was going to according to the maths I did before, I was going to put beacons on it. I sort of assumed I wouldn't, but okay. When a beacon would fit in there, it's 3 beaconed as well. If I was to adjust this so that there was a row of beacons in here, I'm just wondering what 3 beacon looks like. Let's take a copy of this. Let's use this one. Like that. So I've got it at least, and then I can start messing about with it. So what I'm thinking is I basically kind of get rid of this in a sense. Would it be all of that? Let's just take that part out. And then that part. And if we were trying to have 3 beacons, what would that actually look like? So they'd be lined up with those, that gets us 3 beacons. To realize it's not got power because of where they are. Oh, that's too far away anyway. Yeah, it's too far away anyway. So it would need to be there, wouldn't it? Oh. Yeah. I presume I must have had rod modules then as well in the maths. Just sort of assumed I wouldn't be doing that with it all. For some reason. Don't know why. So we would need power on these. I mean, one option would be to flip that around. So it's just... it's that way around. And then they're both powered. Let's do that then. So be that. Okay. And then do I just have... oops. Regular concrete underneath? What does it do if... so if I maybe put one on the side there. What does it look like if we put the refined underneath? It works. What about for regular refined? Basically keeps these diamonds, or, you know, cut out bits. That's what I was wondering. Okay. So, if I then... pop that there, because obviously made it longer. And I now don't think the pipes will reach the undergrounds. So they go up to there, you see. So that's that. That's very annoying. We could easily get rid of this. So this just becomes... well, I could just do it with the thing, couldn't I? So get rid of that. So that's now, that's the fence there. It goes up. Oh, that worked then. Yeah, so... yes. Obviously the power, I need to do something with the power. Let's brown light it, I guess. We seem to have lost, unless I forgot to put it in, we seem to have lost the gate for some reason. Odd. Right, so. That. The gravel. So I suppose, actually that should be gravel, shouldn't it? And then move that down one? Yeah, okay. Oh. Which means it's gravel. Oh, okay. Actually, it would need to be refined if I was doing that. I'm loath to, because obviously I could move it in one, but I'm loath to lose that. The other option, well, don't like that either, because then I'd have to, I say I could move this fence up one, but then I'd lose that, wouldn't I? What's the other thought? So another way of doing it would be that... oh no, it is the same, because that's stone and I've not got gravel on that side anyway. It's just that that's refined rather than regular concrete. Have I put beacons on refined here? No, I haven't. Okay, we'll just use regular concrete then. Maybe coloured concrete. Even. Oh, I've done that. Yeah, can maybe do something with orange concrete. No, that's orange brick, isn't it? Orange concrete there. If that was orange concrete, yeah, you see it goes square, which is not what I'm after. I don't imagine just a single line will do anything interesting. It's just, yeah, it doesn't really. It's just not visible, is it? Oh well, let's just leave them in as beacons on concrete. That's fine. So, I need to do the same on this side. So we'll take out that. We'll take out... Oh, I did too much. That. And then we will copy that. So they need to be... Oh, of course they're going to be slightly differently. Oh no, because it's only 3 beacons, so... But they need to be there. And then if I do that... But then these need turning around as well. Oops. So need to be that way around. Okay. I'll come back to the end here, but I need to do concrete underneath. Okay. Concrete. As concrete needs to go in that direction. Did I do that all up here? I think so. Oh, I didn't do this side of things. Okay, so we need that. Stone brick under there. I was also a bit surprised because it's a huge number. It's loads. So we might repeat this a few times because it's 26 cracking heavy to light. And I've only got 16. So 26 would develop by 13. So if I was to make this, say, 14, which is what I had before, I don't know if I'd done the numbers, but I don't think I had. But if we do... I could just leave it, it's fine. If it has more and some of them don't run, I say I'm not actually optimising anything other than the looks, so it's not like I need super efficiency. No, I've used the wrong one. No. And then gravel. Yeah, it means I need 2 of these, because this is definitely heavy oil, isn't it? I've not super duper messed that up. No, it's definitely heavy oil. Could definitely do with some more pumps as well, but I wonder if... because I got 2 blocks, you see. It'd be nice if that was... Well, I've just copied and pasted that crudely, haven't I? I've got more than 2 blocks. Wait, how many oils have I got on then? 85 refineries, okay. How many have I got here then? 144. So I don't need this many. What would be... So I could do that. Just make them thinner. So it'd need to be... That'd be a lot thinner then. What about... So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It'd be nice if there was like, you know... Because I also need 26... No, I don't. 96 light to petrol. Wow. 26, 50, 52, 70, 80. So they don't divide in nice, do they? But 32, 64. So I could have this same block design for light to petrol as well. And obviously it's just a different recipe then. So effectively I need... Oh, I didn't do this back end, did I? Let's do that. Always gotta make sure your back end's okay. One of the things I learnt in life. Make sure your back end is okay. So there. Then we want regular. Oops. Ooh. Autosave. Come to ruin our day. And that has a creep goes around. So fencing. Brick. Oops, gravel. Oh, I haven't done this bit. Gravel, fence. Brick. Cool. Yeah, so let's make this the blueprint now. That includes the stuff, doesn't it? Yeah. Yep. Okay. So say if we make this the blueprint, or like the repeating unit, shall we say, and I could make these continuous runways. How big is it is the question, basically. So it needs to be, because we need, let's do it from the map. So that gives us all of the heavy to light. And then we would need, so this has got 32 on it, isn't it? Isn't it? 16. So if it's 16, wow. Seriously, 16. So 2's okay for the heavy to light. But that is then... Wow. So 16, I'm going to have to do maths. It would be 96 divided by 16. I would need 6 of them for light to heavy. Light to petrol. Oh, that's no problem. I mean, you've got infinite space, haven't I? I'm just wondering about alignment. Anyway, let's just try and put these in. Wow, that blew my ears. Oh wait, what's that taking out then? Is that taking out everything? Oh yes. So we would need 1, 2, and then we need 1, 2, 3. So I need 8 in total. It's 4 and 4. It's just that they're not the same things. So we could have 4 on one side and 4 on the other. That'd be quite nice from a looks point of view. But I'm going to have some sort of... And this is too big anyway, isn't it? I needed... Well, what I've not done is I've not accounted for beacons. Always got to remember your bacon. I keep forgetting about bacon. Where are the bacons? There. Because I think it's just 3 bacon. Which I'm not sure that really works, because not with how I've done that. I could probably tighten that up, because we've got like a tile gap. It's just that, so basically we put that in there. So 3 sources, 4 sources, 4 sources. Well, that's 1 at the moment, but wait. So 4, 4, 5, 4, 4, 2, you know. So it doesn't give an even number because of the mismatch of the machine size, basically. Another way of achieving 3 beacon would be to do something... Well, that would be 4, wouldn't it, then? So that's 4 if we do that type of thing. I mean, what does 85 beacons look like anyway? 85. So we've got... Oops. 144. So take at least one out, because we probably needed like an oil sendy backy down. So we kind of need the like fluid blast probably to be going something like that, or probably easier if it's going like that. So we can pump all of the fluids this way. We can convert the height heavy to light at the top, and then light to petroleum is on both sides, and converts, you know, whatever's left. I'm just wondering how many pipes it actually should be then. I'm not sure that's not going over a single set of pipes, but that's not necessarily a problem. We could have like 2 systems in parallel, especially with it being 2 heavy and 4 light. That'd be 1 and so effectively then we could do heavy light, you know, heavy light. That'd probably work better, wouldn't it? So how many is this? This is 120. So still too many. How many about 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if this is just 8, I get rid of 4 off the end each time. I didn't get rid of 4 then, did I? I got rid of 3. So that then is 80. So not actually enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got rid of 1 entirely. 1, 2, and I had 2, 4, 6, 8. So I need to undo all that. So I'm thinking, chop that out all together. And then these have 10 on a side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so we chop the last 2 off. That only gets me 80 though, doesn't it? Same problem. But then I could have... Well, why don't I just have the 12? 96, yeah, that's fine. And then some will just be idle, basically. Okay. And we need to get rid of this bit. And I'm wondering maybe if, you know, that feeds one side and that feeds the other. So it'd be essentially be the other way round. Assume that's any. Oh, yeah, it's just rocks and stuff. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to move this whole thing down, basically. Wait, why didn't that? Why didn't that come up as a blueprint? Yeah. Don't know what happened there. Okay, so that's the whole kit and caboodle. So all of that. So give or take, I mean, we're going to have to fill in this rubbish now as well, aren't we? Old alien biomes are sort of kind of been more trouble than it's worth, really. Okay. Random bit of this bit there, and that, and that. Okay. So if this was more like here, need to get rid of this cliff. What's that doing? Feels like the function is different to what I remember, but okay. So the big mamma jamma, if that ends up somewhere there, that's not necessarily a problem. Because what I could then do, you see, is one could be fed from the oil field, one's fed from the oil tankers. So let's see where that would need to be. Because it was 4 blocks, wasn't it? So we've actually got 2 things here. I like that idea. Right, let's get a pump on. And then, am I keeping that there? Maybe move it up. Ah, dear. And then we have another one. It'd be nice if they were both like natural length, wouldn't it? Oops. That's annoying. So that's not quite the middle, is it? I don't think I can do the middle. It's just always going to be slightly off. So maybe if I move that one back, that one back, that's less noticeable. Okay. So where do these need to be to give us enough room? A bit further down, I think. Oops. So, there maybe? I think I'm going to make a copy of this. Copy. And then let's get rid of that. Get rid of all of these bits. Water pumps doesn't matter. Power lines, bacons, poles, lights. Just need to get rid of gates. So pipes are fine. Easy to get rid of. I'm just wondering where would be a good sort of place. The actual oil. Because if it was... Oops. Getting around there, would I have room on the other side? No, I would not. Because we need enough room on both sides for this two things, so it would start banging into the actual oil wells. I could easily move that up so that the oil is coming along there. So if it was, oops, sort of there-ish. That looks like it might work. Now, what I need to do here is sort of decide on how I'm actually doing this. This is going that way, isn't it? Is that the way that makes sense? Or should it be the other way around? So if this is the top, if the top one is the one processing the oil that these bring in, then we would want the heavy and light cracking. I say we'll end up with some pipes along here, I think, and it'll have to go up that way. All of it outside of the main factory, just a whole series of pipes. And this is the bit that rearranges all of the fluids. So actually, this was the nominal fluid bus, wasn't it? Let's do that. Actually, this needs to be, or it would be better if this was the other way around. I think they're both actually going to be in the same direction, aren't they? But it's more the connection points that need to change. So if this was connected to that, and what I'm really wondering is, can I line this up? And does it make sense to line it up? I don't think it does it? Because this would be heavy, light. I could have connecting fluids, couldn't I? I mean, logic on it, basically. Because this light needs to come out, you see. So this is the light coming out. We only have one heavy one. I can't remember if that's the bottom one or not. Yes, so this is the heavy. This is the light. So that's the heavy going in. And then this is the light coming out. Obviously it can't be at full extent, but we need to know where the rest of the buildings are to do it properly. Oh, why has that got a pump on that side? Oh, that's dumb. This pump should be on the other end. Like this. So yeah, let's put those... Well, let's have a look at this properly first. Okay, we need to get... It hasn't resolved the fundamental issue. Because that would be like as many beacons as we could get. I mean, the other option is, say, is something here, but I don't really like it being in between the pipes. It's a bit messy. Around the back makes more sense. But how far apart would they need to be at the refineries to achieve 3? So let's just randomly... So that's 3. Because this one has 4 then? Yeah. So if this was 1 tile over... That's then, no, it's 4 again, you see. They're both 4. Okay. So if I move this to there... That one's now 5. So if this moved... So what about... So like that, because that's then... Oh, that's 4. Why has that got 4? Oh, that's because that's there. So that would need to be... So it's like a staggered design, maybe? And I could move them closer. So you've got 3, you've got 3. I quite like that. So it's blocks of 2. And then there's a gap, and I could maybe have a walkway in here. I could potentially then also... Although, does that... No, that does need to be 1 over, doesn't it? Because if that was then still the central one, then we've moved that one to there. I'm going to have to work out all this piping again, aren't I? So essentially, do that. Then copy this one. It's 2 apart. And then that needs to be 3 apart. So that gets me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We could maybe use substations in the middle instead. Because they'll connect properly. I like that. I do need, obviously need the water. Oh, ah. But then I'm tempted to do similar... Oh, I can't do similar shenanigans, can I? Because that's in the way. Unless... You know, we did that, and the oil pipe comes down the middle. I don't think that connects, does it? Water pump, water pump, water pump. No. No, that wouldn't work. So that's a bit of a non-starter. I could have that anyway, because, you know. Maybe we have a central lake. That work? So, how far could that go? So, if that's a water there. And then there's a... I don't know how wide... So if there's a lake... Imagine a lake. Don't like that being so close. But we know this can be... I could always do... I mean, I could have them be like ground pumps, as it were. So put them in with water. Oh, keep doing that. Can't undo water fill. I'm just wondering about having a... What I've done on the other side. I say, I know it's horrendous for UPS, but I say I don't really care about that. The pipe's there, you see. And then that actually connects across. Because that gives me like a one tile on either side. And then that goes to there, say. It's tedious to do, but we could put... No, I did it again. That on there. Because it needs to sort of sit on the land. There you go. But that, I could do that. And this is the other side. I don't have a nice walkway though. But they could go further. I could make it further apart. But then we landfill this, you see. And they're effectively then, proper, wells, basically. So we would need some kind of pathway, I think, down the middle. But that's not too bad, because we've got plenty of vertical room here. Loads of vertical room, actually. And so that I can put connections in, I can probably do something like that. You know, this is going wherever it goes. So, connect it like that. Depends what I want it to look like. Be better if I've got some, alignment with other things. So that connects there and there. So I do need a path, I think. Okay. And this also then gives me an opportunity. I could have fences between them, maybe. Because that's maximum length, I think. Oh no, there's one tile extra. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's because it's not... Yeah, it's not lined up properly anyway. So these ones need to be lined up with the heavy, don't they? Right now. Oops. The difficulty might come that I can't do what I was doing before. That, I was lining up this. So that's the heavy type of thing. And this may throw it out of whack. Because I was lining that first one out. Up. So this would need to be 2 tiles apart. And you see it connects to the light. It connects to the light, my friend. It connects to the light. Yeah, it didn't line up at all, does it? It's not necessarily too much of a problem, because I just abandoned this idea of having the crosses, basically. We just have continuous lines as appropriate. Oops. Let's just get rid of all of it, actually. I could also then, because these are... Oops. Yes, there's one tile to play with as well. But then these could be, you know, symmetrical. I mean, you know, opposites, as it were. Need to get rid of all that. You know, so that's opposite that. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I've got the underground. Wait, what? So you got pipe 1, 2, 3. Pipe 1, 2, 3. So that should be that pipe. So this needs to be one further back. So I can do that. Oops. Oops. Get the right thing in a moment. So I've put it actually up slightly, haven't I? Which is interesting. So it's more closer to the output than the input. It needs to be there. Could probably put some lamps in. I don't know what a good lamp would be. We could go with black lights because it's oil. They're actually purple. Black lights. Right. So those are the connection on this side, aren't they? Is that correct? Oh, I didn't do both of them. So that would be light in the middle. I mean, is that where I want them, actually? So we've got the heavy coming out of there. The light in the middle and the petroleum. That does make some sense, actually. Doing it that way. I'll see these going the other way. Yeah, okay. So that would need to connect to that, and that one to that. Oh, of course I can't do that, because then it's interacting with another underground. And of course in this I don't have different pipe types. Some type pipes. Pipe types. Okay. Which is the one that's wrong, as it were? Because I could have that going to there. I'm just wondering if I could actually do that. And it sort of connects down. Cuts. Oh no, that's the wrong one. But that would be the heavy, wouldn't it? And then that can connect to there. They're both going to the light. No, it didn't work that because that's got a crossover. Okay. Or it didn't help. See, I would need to offset to achieve that. which is what I was doing before. I could do again, but we'll end up with an inevitable point where these clash again. From experience. So it makes most sense for this to connect to this, doesn't it? Because that's what we're processing here. You know, rather than have the petroleum go to the top one, I think, because that's, say, that's the one that's being processed. We could then have separate connections for this, because we've got, oops, got enough room to do that. I mean, we could do that generally. These two lines could be the heavy and light. We could just have two heavy and light lines. And then we do the same thing here. So these come out. So I don't really need to store the petroleum as such. It's not really don't really need to do that, basically. I could have those pipes. You know, the petroleum can just go straight down, basically. Does not need to be in a tank. Wait, what am I connecting where? You know, this isn't... A pump would be good. A tampon. And it kind of depends on volume as well. I'm sort of, yeah, I think maybe we'll end up with 6. Yeah, I quite like the idea of there being sort of 6 sets of pipes coming out of it. Yeah, so if effectively get rid of this altogether. Replace that with a pipe that does that each time. Then these can both move up. Well, maybe, because that gives me room for fences and stuff as well. So I've got the heavy there, say. Got that wrong, haven't I? It needs to be there. Well, I suppose what we're actually doing with paths and stuff. Might as well work it all out together. Because if that was the brick, and that was, say, concrete, seems a little squished in, really, for no good reason. What that looks like. So how far could that go? That's kind of the question. So this was Which one? That one? So that'd be the furthest away I could put that. For the light to connect. The furthest away I could put that is probably literally on top of it, yeah. So, what we can actually have is that amount of room is our maximum. Which is mirrored there. We don't need all that room, but that means I can have a path. And I can also have a bit of the old gravel. Maybe I should be using the stone rather than the orange again. And then we can have stone. Like so, oops. And then that could be the fence. This can be stone, potentially. We can have refined concrete under there. There is a black set, but I haven't got any. So stone brick under there, maybe. Wonder what it looks like if this is right. That's not too bad, is it? Bit weird with the pipe, but that's fine. Okay. If I move, well, we know this is defunct, don't we? Defunct. But what are we talking about? We're talking about pop music. Maximum sort of length of that is there for the water. That was that. There wouldn't be any room for a double pipe, but not too fussed with that. And I think maybe this isn't a fence, and this is like the connecting pathway. You know, between the walkways. Where would the gate be? The gate would be there. Okay. So we had the water. Here. Because I was going to block them in, wasn't I? Where's it gone? So if this was like the safety fence around that, what does that look like? But it could be, again, could avoid actually having a fence, and it's just got these hazard greets to note it's dangerous. Dangerous. Okay, and then I keep forgetting to even look at the chat. Get so carried away with this one. So if that's underneath there... Because I think if we fill this entire thing in with gravel, basically. So this is like a fully gravelized bit. It could be that this isn't actually a fence either. And this is like a walkway that goes through it. Is it a concrete one or is it a like a pathway concrete? Mm. So if that's the... That's quite nice, isn't it? Nice little effect there. But it could be this one as well. I'd usually put that outside of a fence, so I think regular concrete is the way to go. Yeah, starting to get there, I think. Let's see what two of them together. Oh, that was regular concrete. Okay. Okay, and then gravel there. Oops. Connecting those. The gates of stone there. I don't know why that's not connected up properly. Incompetence is almost always the answer. Wait. Ah, that's... I've forgotten to correct that, haven't I? That's now the stone. The fence. This is gravel. Yeah, and then that needs to be stone brick. That needs not refined. That one. Yep. That. That would probably end up being hazardcrete of some description. Okay. And then stone there. Concrete there. Right there. And then we obviously need to put water in. So that would be there. That looks interesting with the edging for the gravel. Might see if I can use that at some point. And then we landfill. And then we gravel. Yeah. Let's just put the grate on fence on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Okay, in terms of oops, these it's need power as well. Where can I put? So power will fit there. Okay, I like that. We do need to connect. Let's just stick it on this jobby. That's what else that we know. What's connected and what isn't? Because we need something on the other side as well. Right. So that is heavy at the top. At the bottom and light in the middle. Okay. Yeah, so heavy on the bottom. Yeah, okay. So what I need to do now is see about Actually, it'd be a glip, yeah. So, where does this need to go is the question. Actually, I've not used that fence either, because that's sat on the gravel. Needs to be there. Oops, so the fence needs to be there. Not the way around, so clip that. No, that's right there. Is that right? I think so. So if I copy this unit up, actually if I copy all of this, okay, let's copy all of this. We do tiles, but then we take out those. Will it let me? It will. Okay. Yeah, because this connects in like that, doesn't it? The pipes are going to be all wrong. So what weirdness is it? Yeah, it's double that up, hasn't it? Okay. Yeah, so this would be the petroleum coming out now. Petroleum. Okay. I mean, I could push this down, couldn't I? And this top one. No, that wouldn't work. So that still needs to be petroleum. Because we're going to double this up, aren't we? Yeah. Because this is just one of these. Yeah. Right. So I haven't worked out any kind of access point to the middle, but that's fine. What we need to do is kind of delete these pipes. And essentially copy this down. So some odds happen there. Is that because it's messed up here? Or is it just overlaid two pipes? That's better. Right, but I should be able to copy this one on top of here. Why did that not work? Because it's clipped. No? Just trying to put it on the wrong thing. What are you connecting to? Oh, I've got different... Oh, okay. So this is all wrong here, isn't it? That should be like that. Okay, let's recopy it then. I don't want the fences. Don't really want the power poles, but that's an easier fix. Tiles. So that gets me 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So we can get rid of them. And then we obviously need to... Apparently I can copy this. Apparently, I say I quite like the way the gravel edges the water. It sort of does actually look like it's gravel on land that's, you know, going to the edge of water. I'm wondering if I can maybe make use of that somewhere. I quite like the idea of these ones being proper underground wells. Okay, and then well in. Oh, is that still? Okay. Obviously we need this to be like the other end rather than what we've ended up with there. So it needs to be stone underneath a fence. I'll work out how we'll do the end path later. That. Be nice to have those there as a sort of a mirror, wouldn't it? But we'll see. We will see. Okay, so that's that one. Now this one is okay or not okay. Oh, yeah. So it's got this error on older one. Like that. And actually that's not the water anyway, is it? That needs to be the oil, so that needs to be that way around. So you have to be a bit careful with landfill from memory, because you can still die in this, unless you've got God mode on. But then, you have God mode on, you're an invisible, characterless player, basically. Right, so if I copy that up, I don't have anything, no, it's just literally a random power pole, isn't it? So if I copy that, it's not quite right, but that'll do. I got tiles, and we go, yeah, because these are still here. We go lib, so then we go lib. Those. Take that out. Because it's stone brick underneath. That. Just take that out as well, just for the time being. So we need to do something with this central area as well. Okay. So, if this is our block of oil processing, then can I copy that up? Well, let's do the middle bit first. Again, quite like the idea of giganto long pipes. Yeah. What is that? Oh no, that is connecting to that, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a bit uneven in a sense because it's yeah, they're both connecting on the same side, and that's different. If you see what I mean, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I could have had the, so that could have just gone to a central one, to a top one still, and then we put the heavy along the outside, but then we'd have to connect that up weirdly on the other end. So we will go with this. Now I'm wondering, perhaps we have just a little break there, where there's the gate. That becomes our access point as well. Like so. So we need one there, one there, 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 and then well, I can't. I need to get rid of that. Then we can just copy this. Like so. And then I'm thinking, oops, too big. Gravel in the middle. Perhaps this is a concrete connecting path. Oops. Like that. And then just fence on the end. Oops. Oh, autosave again. Friendly neighborhood autosave. So there's no power here because these aren't cross-connected. Dang. And yeah, it couldn't go one up. This could go one down though. But then it wouldn't be even, would it? So let's not do it like that. We'll have some central power thingy going on. Down the middle, I think. Connecting everything up, because we need to connect all these pumps up and stuff as well. Right. Yeah, happy with that, I think. So it gets us to... Well, I didn't put all the modules in everything, did I? Here's one little thing. Ooh. We have got the bacons, though, so... We have not made a bacon error this time. Right, so if I... do that... We will create that as a proper blueprint. I think I can probably get rid of that one, but let's just hang on to them for the moment. But basically we need exactly another one of these again. I have to sort out the pumps because it's obviously landfilled them in already on that side. But this gives me, again, some sort of central connection to power. But that gives me the sort of top block, which will be supplied by the oil. Interesting that that's not that far off. So I have to see how wide this becomes, but it might be possible just to line those up nicely. But we shall see, we shall see. We need exactly the same thing in terms of, this again. So why don't we see if we can literally do it twice again? We got a random missed bit of gravel there. That's annoying. So that. Oh, it's not missed. It's where there should be water, isn't there? Okay, so if I go down the list, there we go. So we can put this in. Oh, you're gonna. Oh no, you don't. Thought it might kill the power pole, but not apparently. Oh, I guess there's one bit of water on that, and that's why it's. Them in. I should be able to copy and paste that. Two. Whoops. There. And there. And this one's already done. Well, actually, let's just leave the ponds in just so that we've got the sort of points of reference, but I do want a landfill in. Okay. So that's all the oil refinery side of life. These are all obviously very, very wonky. I will... I'm just going to copy that over. So I'll plop it up here somewhere. So I've got an original, a copy of it somewhere. But this needs to be rather different. So... the light is the top one now, isn't it? So the maximum distance that these can be away is what? There. There. But that's only there, you see. So if we wanted a half, and we wanted a bit of gravel, I've used the wrong gravel, but and it doesn't fit, does it? Because we would want the stone brick to be there. But it doesn't have to be. I mean, this could just be a... because it's just pipes, so it could just be gravel. Big old path of gravel. Whacking great gravel patch underneath all of the pipes. Already done that before, so do something different. I'm wondering if I offset them basically, so that'll be, say, 2 in like that. It's 2 in like that. Because this needs to just be a pump going down. But, so I'm thinking we'll probably end up in multiple, because, like, petroleum's like the really heavy one, I think. So how many do I want to try and achieve? What would work? What would make sense? Because I've got 1, 2, 3, sort of 4 lines. No, 6 lines. No, 8? Wait. Did I make these 12? I did. So why have I done 96? Because that's only 72. Okay, so it's way overkill. Right. But let's have a look and see. So if this is the petroleum's coming out of... No, it isn't. Why is there a random pipe there? So these are the natural petroleums. The petroleums you get out of the actual refineries. There. There. So that's 1, 2. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. Obviously, these are actually going to be on the other side. So these will actually be over here somewhere. It would be sensible if I just lined them up properly first time. No. Because it should be the same, so you got the same effect going on. So you know that distance should be that distance, that distance. So it's like that's the shortest one, so that has the shortest one, and it should be the same because it's rotational. In other words, the amount of space here, which is 1, 2, 3, is 1, 2, 3, and obviously because I've not got gravel on this yet, which we'll put in. That one's gravel there, you see. Oops. Okay. Oops. Need to decide what I'm going to do with ends as well, because they're sort of open at the moment. Which I'm not a fan of. Probably need a path. But yeah, so point is we're getting... and I'm thinking that these two, the sort of natural output, you know, it's 1 pipe, 2 pipes, 3 pipes, 4 pipes as the natural output. And then we probably get another... We've got 3 sets, haven't we? So that could be 6 in total. So we get 1, 2, 3. So we'd have 10 pipes of petroleum. I don't actually know what I'm doing with all that petroleum. That seems bonkers. I mean, it's not. They're not full pipes, are they? I suppose it's part of it, but yeah. Essentially, one needs to be more inside than the other one, and I'm just trying to mentally think which would be better. So, I think this top one. I guess it depends. Am I going round that way, or am I going round that way? Am I going round at all? Why don't I just come out the top? What would be the problem with that? We'd have crossing pipes, which isn't all that nice, but I could have all of the output come out the bottom, in fact. And we're going to have silly lengths of pipe anyway, because... And I suppose these factories are here, so having them come out the bottom would probably be a good thing. But coal we're going to... plastic we're going to do with coal. So these are really... It's the top, really, they need to come out of, doesn't it? Okay, so it goes up rather than down. In that case, I have a horrible feeling it's probably better. It is, isn't it? It's going to be better. Does it matter either way? It works if it's a circle. Yeah, I think this has to go down. And then we cross over and we come back up again. Yeah. Right, so in that case... Can't find pumps. This is the outermost one. And then, yeah, and then needs to connect here, which is going to be sort of there maybe, and we can make it look evenish. Is that evenish? So that's one too long. That's one too long. So yeah, that's center of the pumping, because I guess there's the pipe on the end. That feels a bit wonky, but yeah. So if these were connecting to here, then they would be there, but we want to move it inwards so that we can pump it down a separate pipe. And then we will need to work out where that actually wants to be for nice symmetry, but for now let's just say that they end up there. Yeah, so someone down the bottom here, we dogleg round. So if I just copy that up for now. Right, let's put them there. So we get the 2 natural petroleum out. And we convert it to 2, and we've got 3, but we need to convert it to 2, so that might be a bit weird. But yeah, it's then the light is coming out of the that top one, and the heavy out of that one. See, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want them sort of messing together like that. Okay, get rid of all of these. Oh, we need a path for power as well. But yeah, if that's the light coming out, that's the heavy. Oh dear. Need a mess of that. Because we do want heavy, I think, because we got lube. Although I think I had lube up here, didn't I? Well, then that makes sense if it's doglegging round. Okay. I'm thinking that maybe just consistent pipe, pump position, or kind of a. I'll probably end up with a bit better sort of symmetry and stuff. Seems like it will. So it's the heavy at the bottom. And then for this one, because we've got 1, 2. I didn't put any text plates on anything, have I? 1, 2. For some reason, I seem to be trying to cram things in, and that's like anathema to what this series is. Right, so if those are there, then we want pumps. No. Well, pumps there, and again it's the heavy on the bottom, heavy bottom, and it needs to go up, you see now, so we need another connection point really. So if we leave that to give us room, got loads of just random pipe all over the shop. And cables and all of the mad gubbins. Yeah, so this is the heavy coming up from here. And what we probably want... Well, actually, do we? How am I going to get that to work? Because basically what I'm going to narrowing over is both of them need to come into a tank so that that tank can make a decision. And I think we go with this pattern generally because it looks quite funky. This tank needs to be able to make a decision that says, right, we've got stuff and we haven't got stuff. We don't want it. We want it to fill up to a certain point and send it, down the fluid bus for the lube. Then the rest wants to go into heavy cracking, which is what's over here. So we're effectively pumping this up in order to pump it back down again, which is a bit weird. So another way of doing it might be that... Oops. There's... I don't know why I just took that out, but there's a connection between these two. So this tank... There's a pump. Oops, pump here. Hump here. And it's only when that fills up that this comes in. Which feels like maybe then there should be a connection here. And what's that doing? This is where we get into this territory of these tanks being sort of odd alignments. Yeah, so I think we're going to end up with a loop, basically. But a loop controls by logic. And if it's controlled by logic, then that's fine. It's not fine, but that's fine. So if that was there... I'm just worried about creating a sort of impossible condition. But... I'll have to just work it through. So, heavy oil comes out of here, and this thing here is connected to this tank, which I think just reads this tank, but we shall see. I might have to single tank it because it will get weird, won't it? Because this fluid tries to slosh about. Yeah, I'm going to have to single tank them. But yeah, so comes in here and it says, have we got enough? Is this full? Has it got enough stuff in? And if it has, it pumps it down. Or it could actually pump it across, couldn't it? Pumps it across, and this is where we send the heavy oil down. And if it's over full, it sends it up here. And it comes in here. Probably want pumps on all of these because the distance we're travelling to avoid slosh. I don't know why I'm bothering because it's UPS I don't care about, but it looks pretty cool as well with loads of pumps on it. So yeah, if that's got full excess, it sends it up here. And then if this is full, it sends it into this one, and if this is full, then it sends it for cracking. So that's where we need to connect up our thing we built at the start of the stream. So if this is that makes sense. So heavy oil come out of here, gets into, it's pumped into this, and if this has got room, It doesn't matter. There's no logic condition on that. It's just push it forward, isn't it? It's just a temporary storage. Yeah. So it pushes it into there. Make sure this one is full. And if this one's got room in it, it pushes it down. Well, it just pushes it down. That doesn't need to be logic controlled. It just forces it down. But if it fills up, then it sends it for cracking. And this one then is the... I say we've created a loop, which is a bit weird, but... this one then, so I was coming in here. If it gets too full, then it will send it up. Otherwise it will push it into there. And then that will just push it down no matter what. Yeah. It's a bit weird, as I say, and I'm sure performance-wise that's terrible, but in terms of sort of looking cool, which is what actually matters, that's fine. So I can sort of get rid of that now. I don't know, theoretically, don't think I've got it though, have I? Okay, we'll use this one then. But we can pop in... we might need an extra... Yeah, I probably need an extra one. Like that, just to give me a bit of room for the time being. But hopefully where it was will be okay. And then that's the heavy crack. Potentially this is the light on the side. I'm kind of looking as well to see on the size, because it would be nice if I could get them to be the same size, and they aren't far off. Does that mean that isn't all that far off of being the same sort of size? Particularly since, have I overlapped them badly? I mean, these could have gate, you know, actual walkways between them. It would actually look better like that, I think, wouldn't it? Because the way I've done them, they are sort of separate factories. Yeah, okay. Right, well let's build the end piece so we know how big it needs to be. So this up here, what does this look like? What does this look like? Could just be very simple. So we would have... what? Maybe... there. Stone brick. And... fence. And then... outside too. Oops. Thinking this maybe becomes like a bigger path, but for the time being let's put it in as 2. So if this was the path going across between them, I suppose that's a point. It's always going to be a different size up there, isn't it? Because these need to line up with something, and it might as well be this pipe lining across. So it's never actually going to be that. I can certainly put a gap between them so that we get the same distance there and there. Okay. Because obviously we can have a gate here. Like that. run through. Okay. So what I need to do now really is just get rid of this. And then see, I just end up constantly getting rid of the biomes. I should have that. Okay. Get rid of this oil patch. Finish landfilling. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, there's no gate there. Let's see a similar sort of question for light, because we've obviously got then... Well, that's the other thing. I've got to have light coming out, haven't I? That is a very good point. Well made. A very good point, well made. And this is overlapped, isn't it? So... need to restore the wall and etc. And then this was my error. So we'd have... Okay. It's in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, it's in the middle. Like on the inside, I guess. So the power pole is there. The black light is there. Pump. Therefore needs to be. No, got that wrong. There. So this is the... Oh, crikey. Million gates trying to open. And I can't walk through any of them. So this is the light coming out, you see. That's a bit unfortunate that that's right on the edge, isn't it? Ah well. Ah well. It is what it is. So yes, that's light coming out. So we need to connect that into the other system, you see. Right, so this is the... that's the heavy. That's the petroleum just going down. It'd probably be a lot easier if that was a lot closer. But we shall see. Now the light is coming out of there. So what do I want to do? I've already got petroleum, like natural petroleum. And then potentially we'll have 2 cracked petroleum. And we've got light. So yeah, I think maybe this needs to be the... Actually, let's... These need to be the inside one. To give me room to play with. And then that's the heavy. And so this is light. Is that what I'm doing? Might be worth it if that's actually a line there. Oh, it didn't quite match up, does it? That's annoying. I mean, I could have all the light together. There's no... petroleum together. I don't actually know how much light and stuff's coming out. Alright, a bit interesting, because I don't normally sort of do that pattern. So heavy out of that one. And I've got this whole weird processing. And that actually becomes the heavy going down in theory. So I don't really need that one. think. Maybe. So that's the heavy coming down the bottom. And then I think I just rearranged the other one, didn't I? So if this is the both natural and processed petroleum. Oops. Then we need sort of a second set. I put a pump on, didn't I? On the other one. No, I've deleted the pump rather than adding it on. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Doesn't quite connect. But yes, this needs to be... In fact, I just... Right. Say, copy and paste that. And I've at least got a reference of great big line of pipes. But that one needs to be moved to there, presumably. Or somewhere. Over the rainbow. Right. Obviously, I need to work out how I'm connecting the stuff in, because we're going to have like 3 extra lines. I mean, I could just do 5, couldn't I? Going down. So I don't really know where it's all going, but... Or how full it will all be. Right. Now, if this is the light coming out of here, how do I want to actually do this? Because I got... Okay, so I've got 2 of these that need to go to 3. Aren't they? 2 to 3. Or I've got 4 that need to go to 3. That's another way of looking at it. That's annoying. That's annoying. Maths, you see. Maths. Always the annoying problem. Because this is one set and this is the other, isn't it? And I've used this space to do the heavy. At the moment I have. I could do that, can move either way. But that one's over there. Yeah, I think I need to move this over. Oh, I can't work out where it needs to go. Right, what is at the top? So that's a pump, so it needs to connect onto there instead. Okay. That helps me out. So that needs to pop onto the end of that. There's an overlap here as well, because that should be another pump. I'll have to do the logic separately. But what I'm thinking is we send light down here from this one. Is that what I'm thinking? I think so. So this is the light coming down from, all of this top part, because I already combined it. And then this is the light from this part. With random pipe. Bonus random pipe. Let's just put these squiff for the time being so I know which they are. But that's then right next to it, isn't it? That's annoying. It's going to have very quite large volumes of light, presumably, because I presume I'm making rocket fuel here. So it might actually be better if this... what? If I do the sort of sorting and pipes and stuff for light over there. How would that work without interacting with these? Well, for one thing, I can flip these round and move them down. So, for one thing, they can be there, but like that. Except that, yeah, they can, because that connects there. And then it would just be that these are closer together. That's a bit neater and tidier anyway, isn't it? So in other words, that needs, those need flipping around, that needs to go in there. This needs moving up. So that connects. Pumps need sorting out. Yeah, so that one ends up further away. That's okay. Okay. And then this is then clear to go wherever it needs to go. Over here somewhere. And what am I actually doing this? Because I need to combine this one. I think that's the output. Lost track a bit. So if this is light going down, we can connect them up. I think. So that would be the heavy coming out of all of these top ones, light coming out of all of the top ones, plus that. Is that actually 2 pipes worth? Is kind of the question. Wait, that's where I can get a 3rd pipe from. Yeah, because... yeah, that makes sense. So this... so that's the natural light oil. I put that too far away, but easily fix that. This is the cracked light oil. We might need some weirdness though, with barrels and pumps and stuff. But basically this comes down, so we've got 2 here. We effectively need fluid balancing. Which is a very odd thing to be saying, given the horror that is Factorio fluids. But so I can get rid of that altogether, because that's now being done somewhere else. Unfortunately, we get a big overlap here of the tanks. Oh, well, why did I even move this? I should have just kept this like this. I can't keep it like that because they're not aligned. The vertical's not aligned if I don't have the tanks the right way around. Or the same way around. Yeah, because these need to line up with these. So if I turn these round, didn't quite work. You know, if they're that way around, they're on the outside. I mean, I can obviously dog leg pipes, but I don't want to do that. Right. In which case, what? Maybe this goes backwards. Here comes the third line here. So I don't know how I'm balancing this because, I mean, these two are obviously hopefully going to have the same output. I also don't know where I'm putting the oil in because I guess the oil could come down on one side rather than the other, but I haven't got room for it. Well, I have, I suppose. Have I? I could probably put it down here, couldn't I, the oil? It's a bit of a strange thing to do. Yeah, maybe move these, whatever I end up with here, over a bit, and we can just have the oil coming down that side, maybe. Yes, anyway. This is all of the light coming round. Where's a regular pipe? I don't know. So this is the light taking a weird sort of dog leg. So in theory that, and there's maybe an area here, and that's how we get a gap. It would be nice though, and probably make a bit more sense if this just came out and went straight into a oil cracking. But say it doesn't have the, it can't jump over that. I guess it could if I did something horrible like that, but nah, we're not doing that. No. Right. So if it dog stakes round to here-ish, then that'll let me put these anywhere I want. So if I just copy up this, with the power pole, that, and then wait, is the power pole just on the inside, isn't it? I clip it. Oh, that was loud. Need to get rid of this coal patch, don't I? Deleted way too much then. Oh, bum. Okay. Okay. Can I copy that part? Yes, but only insofar as I'm an idiot and I copied too much. I want that part. Right. Let's head down there and just fix that quickly. Because I will forget otherwise. Right, that needs to be a fence. Right. Okay. Now, if I'm putting in these, do I want, as I say, if I mirror the amount of stuff I got there, because I've just added on that part, So we've got flip on that. God, that is loud. Apologies for that. And what did I add on in terms of... It was just literally a fence that was outside of the gravel. Okay. So that needs to line up. Okay. And then these all fit in relatively well. But how much space do I want? If I copy this, what does that do? So I can do... I think that's probably going to be too big, but if we do... So that gives me a feel for the sort of size of it. And then that was meant to be outside the gravel. How much space is that? Yeah, so I can put a bit of space between all of them and have a nice even thing. So that's where the gravel is matched up, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we go 2 there. I need to put them back in again, don't I? Oh, we know it needs the pipe fixing because I used the blueprint rather than the copy. But yeah, there's a bit of space between them then. And we could potentially just have a gate rather than not have a pathway between them. You know, because they're separate factories, so that's how they've been built. Can't find that, that's the one. Okay. There. 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 Like so. Can't get through it. Correct. This. So I need to copy this bit, don't I? Gotta have a little path here, you know, just for this one, because this is a different type of factory. Yeah, that's fine. Right, I need to take off this back part down. Have I gone all the way up to the edge on that? No, I've left one tile. Okay. Like that. That needs to go. Yeah, get rid of them. Did I take the power piles out of here? Yeah. There. There, get rid of that. Lights is extraneous. Okay. Don't have a little gate there. Yeah, we can give this a different colouring as well at some point, but I'm not going to mess about with that right now. The point being that this is now, so this needs connecting to light. And I say, we've got 3 lights, and we've now got 3 light cracking facilities. Oops. But what's going to come out of them is not necessarily going to be even. Does that matter? Don't know, is the answer. What I probably need is like a complicated, fairly complicated logic system to kind of allow me to control the pumps based on the total volume of fluid, rather than the, you know, specific volume in the tank. That's probably what I should have done there, but yeah. And actually this is way overscoped, isn't it? Because this is meant for processing all of it. So I've got 16 there. I only need 26. So it's 32 versus 26. So this will process all of the heavy coming out of these two, no problem. But if it converts it all to light, then I guess that, in a sense, the problem is that this, and this, although there's way too many of them as well, isn't there? So half of 96 would be 48, I think. How much processing? Oh no, it's a perfect. Well, no, it's 46 rather than 48. No. Oh no, maths. It's 13. No. 96 divided by 3. 31. But that's double. So it's yeah, 16. Yeah, so it's almost a perfect match to the amount of light that is being produced in total. But it's coming out of these versus these sort of thing. So, and I don't know how much offhand. I guess we could see if this, you know, max rate. Oh, has it not got max rate on it? It has, but I've got two calculators. So how much does max rate think will come out of this set? It thinks it will produce 19188 heavy oil, and this will process 43680. I mean, we need heavier because we need, you know, we'll have loads of lube demand. And I should note, the ultimate balancing of this, my thought was basically, you know, as in, if we end up with excess and it causes backups, I'll be burning it, basically, because I need an oil power plant. I mean, I might end up converting it to solid fuel and, you know, burning it that way, but we'll just burn it, basically, as a power source. So, I say, 19188 coming out. This only processes... Oh no, that produces 4... What? Yeah. So these 4, because it's the top half. Have I got the top half? So 1, 2, 3... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's those ones. So they produce 38,376. And this can process 43,680. So, you know, maximum, like full chat. If you know, we've got no demand for lube whatsoever, this can process all of it into light. Okay, so it would produce 37 in theory if they were running at max, which we know they're not, but we'll ignore that for the time being. So that produces 37,188 light. How much does this process? Oops. That didn't change. Oh, it's because I've not changed the recipe. Don't want to do it like that. So these need to be light to petroleum. I might as well do it on all of them. Up here. let's try again then. So this will produce, in theory, 37,188. This will consume 32,760. We know it's not running at rate. Okay. What about this one? This produces, these two together, produce 34,538. Well, we know we're going to have demand for petroleum, light oil. 34. So it consumes 32,760. Okay. And light, we can guarantee we're going to have loads of demand for. So I can hook them up one-to-one is basically the point. So we will literally have, you know, there's always going to be demand for lube because we need to be making electric engines. But in the theory that there isn't, this will convert it all into light. And while this won't quite convert it all into everything that this could produce, we know that this underproduces. But one of these would not be able to process everything these would produce, but we know there's too many of these, because these should be 10 rather than 12. So I can literally just hook up the output from this. Obviously we need logic to say, you know, because we want light. Don't want it all going in there. But the output from this one can go into one, the output from that one can go into another, and the output from that one can go into a third. Okay, so it does work. Almost like I've actually planned it out at one point, but, you know, I never trust yourself. Right. In which case, which ones am I hooking up where? If this is the heavy production, and that's on the outside, then we might as well have that just feed into here. So we want a tank here, here, that says so this will have logic on it, and it will process it there, and then it will just go down. Okay. Nope, took out the wrong one. And this one, because these are all going to get like squiffed over by one, so I don't really need that there. Because it will move over. And then this tank does a similar job. For this, and says, right, you got excess, send it that way. Oops. If not, send it that way. That's the autosave, which tends to suggest we are very close to the end of the stream. It absolutely flies by, this one. But I say this every time I stream it, and it's kind of why I paused. I mean, what I've actually done here, I've done a little bit of, you know, I've not even processed the oil. I've not even set up the build to process the oil, really. It's just, you know, a bit of processing, not the volume that, you know, we're not processing everything yet. So let's just put that there and there. So I'm gonna have to sort out these pipes as well, make it all look nice and aligned and neat and stuff. But then this is the last layer tile, and that needs to connect to here, like so. And yet again, this has a logic on it. Oops. Also, half the stream is me going, oops. But then that's half of all of my Factorio streams. Let's just align that with there. Typing. And then they're all coming out of here. I know, something like that. Just so that I can. Oops. There you go. Should get an emoticon with it. Oops on it. Right. So that's your light. Fully processed. I'm guessing that that's the heavy, is it? Yeah, that's the heavy. And what I then need to do, because we'll have light coming out as well, so I'm combining the light there. Sounds rather mystical, combining the light. Combining... So these are non-things. This needs a pipe connection. And then I'm combining the light out of these two. But I also then get light here. And here. Now, do I send that up? I quite like the idea of having a big path here with like the power poles going down it, like the connecting. What do you call them? Large power poles. So I think I'll probably put the. Oh, it overlaps horribly, doesn't it? But we can work around that. What the heck is that one? That was the light that I was turning around, wasn't it? So that's petroleum coming out, so I need to connect it. This other light. And that's too far. So that needs to connect to the third one, I think. Yeah, it must be. So that needs a pump on it there. I mean, we could end up with, like, you know, rubber pumps basically every time we had one in. But we couldn't, no, because then I'd be connecting those pipes. Would that act as a fluid balancer? God only knows. God only knows. So that's the petroleum coming out there. These are all now one tile too far up. So we've got the petroleum coming out of the top, goes down the inside one. Out the middle, well, second one comes down the second line. This comes down the third. So then I need exactly the same thing. Connecting to the fourth. So the fifth doesn't exist yet. And that comes out there. Yeah. In fact, on the other ones, I think I put a pump on, aren't I? I mean, I'm not, but I should be. So that should have a pump at the top. And then a connecting one there. That should have a pump at the top. And a connecting one there, yep. And then the last one, which we will just hook up. Okay. And then we will call it a stream. So that's that one. And that needs connecting here. Okay. Pump. Pipe. Okay, so in theory, those are each hooked up to what they need to be hooked up to. I need to work out where the pipes are being set, don't I? But I quite like the fact that I've now got... How big is that? 1, 2, 3. Now I've got the opportunity... Is that underneath it or is that underneath it? I think it's there, isn't it? To have a nice, a gloriously big path. Going down there. Let's just make it that big for the time being. Yeah, and this can all be gravel in the middle. Right, well that's like half the job done. We then need to do it for the other side, which, you know, the pipes are going to be coming out of here. The pipes, they are coming out of here. And that's as close as that can be there. So that should be lined up with that. I'm just wondering if I can literally rotate it. I don't know if that'll work, but let's see. I don't think I can because it's not rotationally symmetric, as I keep liking to say. I think it's also too close to these oil things, isn't it? Because that's, yeah, that it's we're gonna bash into that oil thing. Dang. I have to move the whole thing over. Dang. Could I work out where to connect that even? What's it connecting? I say I need somewhere for the actual oil to go as well. So that is connecting up to that top pipe, isn't it? Is it? So that pipe comes out there. That's the petroleum coming out. So it should be connecting to that. I have no idea. That's not. That pipe doesn't exist because that's the oil. No idea whether that's any of the right connections or not. It'd be nice if it was, but we can also test out and see if this was the thing. What's it connected to? Underground pipe. So that would connect there. Whoops. Yeah, you see, even if it is, that's not where we want it. I don't think it is it? Because that's not the heavy. The heavy is that one. Oh, it's left the water behind. That's interesting. Oh, it's because you can't, yeah, you can't undo water fill. So it's, what the heck is that pipe connected to then? What the heck is that pipe doing? Oh, that's the light coming out. Okay, okay. So that needs to connect to there. So yeah, it does work rotationally symmetric, and it actually might just squeak past there. Let's have a look. Oof, it literally overlaps the pipe, doesn't it? Dang. So it's almost in the right place, but sort of, you know, 6 tiles or something to the right of where it needs to be. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. That's also 9 o'clock. So, we'll call it a day. I will be back tomorrow. Oh, it's my schedule. Sorry. It'll be the same deal as it was last week. Basically, we're going live because although they are like playing the Grand Prix on the radio, it's wet at Spa. I mean, tomorrow maybe bright sunshine. At Spa's a bit like that. It's sort of, one day it's the worst torrential rain you've ever seen, and then it's glorious summer's day. So it may be dry, but if it's wet, there's a good chance of accidents and incidents, unfortunately. It's one of those tracks. That means there'll probably be safety cars and delays, and they might even delay the start of the race if it's throwing it down. So I'm going to listen to it live. It starts, I think, at 2 o'clock, and so should go up till 4. But basically, that Stardew Valley stream that I'll be doing tomorrow will be whenever the Belgian Grand Prix finishes. So it might be half 3, and I'll start at 4, but it might go on past 4, and I'll start at 4:30 or something. So if you're wanting to watch the Stardew Valley stream tomorrow, that will be at some time close to 4 p.m. British summertime. Next week will be I'll be back to 3 o'clock on the Sunday because the Grand Prix are taking a little break, and so there's nothing to listen to. And it will be the same again, but we will be playing the Blueprint series next week on this stream. and we will be keeping going, alternating with the aesthetic and blueprint until a point where Stardew Valley finishes. I'm hoping that aligns with when I have a break coming up, which is I'm going to the WASD X IGN, which is the one I went to earlier in the year and was not hugely impressed by entirely. It was good, but it could have been better. I'm also going to EGX, so I can directly compare the two and see which I prefer. I suspect I will probably maybe still do WASD each year if they keep doing 2 a year, but only one of them early in the year. Yes, and I'm hoping the Stardew Valley streams end, and then I go on that little break, and then I can come back with a big bang of maybe doing Angels. There's still absolutely no word on the Factorio expansion. I'm still expecting it this year at Christmas, but we shall see. I will instead play Tectonica, so I'll start a series on Tectonica and check that out. I've done a little bit of playing. It's weird interface-wise. It feels a bit placeholder, which is fine. It's an early access game, but I think it's also like a 2-man dev team. But yeah, so I'll start a series on Tectonica and see what that's like, basically. I know like Neil House and several other factory streamers have been playing a little bit of it, but I'll do a full playthrough to the best of my ability. So, and it will therefore probably be Angels and Tectonica out in September. So the only other thing I usually plug is my YouTube channel. I had a weird experience this year this week. Excuse me, with the YouTube, because 3 of my videos of the Mega Base series, the VODs, broke basically, and YouTube, it gets to like 44 minutes in and it just pauses. Well, it just freezes. So it's just a picture of me doing something like that, and the other 2.25 hours are just just that, with no sound or anything. It's not like it's just the video. So I've re-uploaded them from the Twitch archive, because that one I happen to have the archive of. And a bunch of people have watched it. It's a weird experience for 2-year-old series to be getting views from a new upload. It almost makes me wonder whether I should re-upload them. And because I think people now, because I got the video of the Factorio Friday Facts, and so people sort of recognise the name maybe a little bit when they saw those going up. But yeah, it's a very surreal experience. But yeah, so they're all my VODs basically for all my series, all my Factorios, my Satisfactories, my the Stardew Valley and the Tectonica, etc. They all go up on my YouTube channel. So if you wanted to catch up with anything there, then you can find it there. I guess the other thing to say is I usually like people to donate to charity rather than sort of do bits and all that sort of stuff. If you were wanting to support, no pressure either way. It's not. It's just I do this for fun because I enjoy talking to myself while I stream Factorio. So yeah, so if you did want to show support, then there is a charity that you can click on the link on the YouTube, the Twitch stream. But yes, that's it for this week, for today rather, and I will be back tomorrow with Stardew Valley. So if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.